Hello, and welcome to The Flowers and the Wild. I am your host, Ajna Flowers, and I just want to thank you so much for being here with me. And I hope that you're able to really pay attention and listen to these tips and tools that I am giving you today. In the third part of the series I've been doing, the mini series, What a Spiritual Awakening Really Looks Like, it's not what you think. But before we start that, I just today received this. I received it because I ordered it. And it's called a Soul Truth Self-Awareness Card Deck. Daily questions that will transform your life. So right before I started recording, I took them out of the box and I've been shuffling them, and I am going to pull a Soul Truth card for the collective. So this will be fun. Let's see what we get. My general rule of thumb is when I shuffle it like this, the first card that the deck throws out at me is, and there it is. There's our card for the day. Oh, I'm excited. This says, what am I looking for outside myself that is already within me? Which just gave me goosebumps because this literally has to do with what I am talking about today. Are you looking for more guidance, confidence, peace, wisdom, love, or something else? When we search outside ourselves, we can become overwhelmed, frustrated, and never feel quite good enough. It's time to go inward to find everything you seek. All the answers you need are within you, and that is the absolute truth. Today's soul action. Breathe in your favorite essential oil. Great advice. Inhale deeply into your belly, like do a big belly. Start with it being like the size of a marble, and when you take in that breath, fill it up to what you would imagine is a beach ball, is what I was taught. Drop your shoulders and spend some time hanging out with your soul today. Ask for what you need and be ready for the answers. I am going to love, I'm so excited about this deck. So today, like I said, I'm going to be finishing up that mini-series on what a spiritual awakening really feels and looks like. So I'm just going to get right into it. We are not responsible for the childhood trauma that feels so much like who we truly are. It feels most of the time impossible to believe we could live any other way. It also feels safe, at least safer, because it is familiar. So we spend years in self-destruction mode. Abusive relationships, substance abuse, risky behavior are a few ways we use as confirmation that what we were taught to believe about ourselves in childhood is truly who we are. And the familiar feels safer because we already know how to navigate this territory. It's very familiar to us. However, it's not always in the healthiest healing ways that we do that, but we rationalize that it has worked thus far, knowing there has to be a way to fill the constant nagging emptiness that envelops us. We have to understand a few things about brains to start finding a way out of the pit of emptiness that you reside in. The brain learns and retains our patterns and experiences and our traumas. It keeps files of these to open when something in our current situation triggers that pattern or file that best applies to our brain to open. The brain will always default to what it already knows. So when we introduce a completely different mindset, the brain doesn't have a file for that. It starts searching for files to open, but there aren't any. So the brain reads this as a threat. So it opens the files of doubt, skepticism, fear, really any file that in the past kept us small, quiet, and afraid to search beyond the familiar. The brain, in all of its intelligence, is unable to differentiate between us just thinking about the new thing or us actually doing the new thing. In just the thinking of the new thing, your heart rate may increase. Perhaps you will start shaking. Your fingers and toes will start to get cold, or your hands may start sweating because your brain has alerted the body that an unknown danger has been detected, and the body responds physically just as it does in a physically threatening situation. Adrenaline starts to flood the system, and your blood is pulled from the extremities and is concentrated on the vital, life-sustaining organs, which is why your fingers and toes get cold. It is vitally important when we feel these physical reactions to say out loud, "This is only a thought. I am safe." Your brain then automatically alerts your body system that there is no threat detected. Now your brain has created a file it opens when it detects this new thought, letting the body know it is a safe thought to explore. I want you to think about things that you just trust without question or giving it a second thought. Not everyone trusts the things that you or I trust, and vice versa, but we all have at least one thing in our life we blindly trust. These are the things that I personally trust. My truck. I get in it with full unwavering trust that it will start. However, this has not always been the trust-binding experience with all of the vehicles in my past. Chairs. No matter where I go, I will sit on a chair trusting it will do its job. I definitely have trusted chairs I shouldn't have, but generally no second thought is given before I sit down in any chair. Pets. When I got my little puppy, Jinxie, from the animal shelter, I brought him home with the faith and trust that we would form a bond simply because we were coexisting and because of the love I felt for him. Now, which I just did, breathing. I trust my next breath after breath will just keep happening, knowing full well I have no control over it other than stopping it for a very short time until my lungs are starving and burning for breath, and I have to give control of my breathing back to who? What? What or who is it that I trust explicitly with my very life force? We all experience the awareness that there is some kind of source supplying our breath, pumping our hearts, and keeping our systems running without any assistance from us whatsoever. We just trust without a second thought this thing that literally keeps us alive will continue doing so. Which means if you can trust that with your very life, you probably can trust that same source in every area of your life. Regardless of what name you assign to this source, this higher power, we are all aware of its presence in our lives without question. I hope that today has offered you some enlightenment. Next week is our great, amazing, fantastic surprise live stream podcast that we will be coming to you next Tuesday, absolutely live. I'm so excited to do this. I hope to see you there, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.